Well, from the comedy clubs of Denver to the 2012 presidential ballot, Roseanne has crafted an iconic persona within the raw comedic landscape of modern American life through her portrayal as a fierce working class domestic goddess and beyond. Roseanne is an American actress, a comedian, writer, and television producer. Please welcome to the show, Roseanne Barr. Roseanne, first of all, thank you so much.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much. We were so excited when
I'm excited to meet you too.
Oh,
you guys are just so great, and I thank you for all that you do. I know it gets tough on you. I've followed you, and I know how they do on Facebook, and you've gone through it. You're just strong all the time. You're so informed about our Constitution and all this other good stuff. And it really was encouraging to me when I was kind of the only person thinking like that in Hollywood. And I'd watch you, and, you gave me a lot of strength, and I wanted to thank you for that.
Oh, gosh,
thank you.
Thank you.
I just love that you love Trump and all that. It's so great. It's so great that
and we love you, Roseanne.
We love you. I don't think you even realized that we grew up watching you.
Yes.
So when we saw the attacks coming from the left, we had to step in and like, no, y'all not gonna do that. No. But let's talk about Hollywood a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in these writer rooms. Is it diversity or is it?
Don't even get me started.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, it always has been since the time I went to work. First time I did the show, I always was trying to get a diverse writing staff, and because I wanted to have the big conversations that we all have in life with our neighbors and friends. And it's great when they don't tilt. It says tilt your camera down. Okay. Well, it's great when we don't agree and we can actually spark each other with maybe new information before we continue to grow together. Yeah, the way people look at things, somebody's outlook isn't like mine because we didn't have the same culture or background or whatever. So I want to bring all the voices to a joke. That makes a joke
diversity, basically.
Yeah, it makes it universal, and that makes it what's funny,
Okay.
But yeah, it was all just very segregated, and I always have tried real hard to be inclusive in the writers' room. It's very important to me, and it's very difficult, and it's not cool.
It's not.
It's not cool.
Roseanne, you talk about diversity and you talk about the writers' room trying to bring in that diversity. Is it because that is ran by these most powerful, the elitist men of Hollywood? Is it like, how we have people in Congress that's been in there for years and it's old ideas and we need fresh ideas? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, somewhat. Well, I think it's way deep. It's like they don't really have, I'll just say it. It seems like they got a lack of respect for working people, period. And, I would always be the one in there going, hey, you don't say stuff like that in front of me. But, now they got rid of me, so they got a bunch of people that look alike and are rich, writing, what I used to do. And it's very painful. Because I feel like it's an insult to my audience and my fans too, because they thought it was the biggest numbers anybody's ever had. Everybody wanted to see something different that was more inclusive and not so hateful, And,
is it okay that we do address the pink elephant in the room here? Because we do understand that you did come back with your movie, Roseanne Reboot. We do understand that. Yeah. And we understand what all went down with the tweet and everything. And then how ABC came in and canceled your show. And now they're having a spinoff called The Connors. And I'm like, only thing that I will be watching is the day after to see the ratings, because I know it's going to be in the dumps. But what I wanted to say is this, there are so many people that call Black women like Diamond and Silk, so many derogatory names,
nasty names,
and you have other Black people when they call everybody else racist and say that you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't say that. They call us those same derogatory names,
right?
And this could have been a teachable moment,
right?
This could have been
That's what I thought too. This could have been a real teachable moment, because the fact is, and I wanted to thank you guys also for your kindness to the Jewish people and your support of the Jewish state, and that means a lot to us, and we thank you for that. But you know, my tweet was really about Iran, and they just purposely mischaracterized it. And whenever I tried to say what I meant, they go, "Oh, we know what you meant. You don't know what you meant." And it was like this hall of mirrors. That's kind of how they drive you crazy. I know, you know, talk to Dave Chappelle sometime about how they can drive you crazy.
Right. I remember what happened with him.
You know, you can't let anybody else tell you what you meant.
Right.
And it's so much a part of the left, though. It's like, well, they want to tell you what you meant and why you did it and what you really meant, what your mother meant, what your sister meant. They want to run you down as far as they can run you down. And people told me, they said, your mistake was you shouldn't apologize to the left, because they never accept an apology. And then they see blood in the water, and then they want to grind you all the way down. And they are kind of mean.
They're very
mean. They are very
and they're
mean.
very hypocritical, because there's people that said worse.
Yes.
Or that have tweeted worse, because you didn't say anything. You tweeted something, and then you deleted it when you figured out it was a mistake. But here's the thing: I don't like to stay stuck in the past.
Right.
I don't either. You know what? I don't either. And I just want to say, I leave it all. I walked away. I walked away from my show because I just did not want to fight, and I just don't want to fight, particularly now when we have the midterms coming up. I want to really talk to Americans about what kind of government we want and deserve, and get out there and make sure you vote, and don't take it for granted. You don't want to have people who tell you what you really meant and will ruin you for disagreeing running your government. You do not want that. You want forgiving people with integrity who understand when someone apologizes from the heart, a decent person accepts it. And that's what America really is about. You know, it is about getting along, finding what we have in common. When we have some differences or we say something that hurts others, well, we have to apologize and move on and improve ourselves. And, you know, that's happened to me a million times because I'm a comic. I have a big mouth. And, you know, I wanted to ask you guys, were you always so politically, you know, well, you said your dad was. So you said your dad was in the service, so of course you would be.
Well, we wasn't political.
We wasn't always political.
We wasn't always political. That is the good thing about this, the great thing about this. Trump, what he did was shook and woke America. People started paying attention, and I think that the left can't grasp that.
Right.
So they have somebody like, for example, you, Roseanne, you go onto their platform and you have the show Roseanne, and it garnered over 20-some million views each time it came on. They didn't like that. So any little thing, you could have tweeted out any little thing, they would have taken it down.
But you know, well, that's what everybody's saying, and it seems that way. But here's some real truth about it, is that you know, I really worked hard to get a second season because I really wanted to have a little mixed race grandchild, because boy, I wanted to start talking about racial division in a family. And you know what? When I look back now, I'm like, oh, they did not want me to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that it can still be done. I think
it can still be done, but it has to be done on a specific type of platform, because individuals that run around here and talk about, we want to talk about racial divides and racial unity, they really don't want to do it.
Yeah, on the left.
Right, on the left. They put
measures in a family. You know, this was going to be inside of a family, because that's why I thought that's the right context for it, because of course we all love each other already, and we don't have to get over those other hurdles.
Right.
But, you know, I really thought I could bring some togethering for America, you know, because we got to remember somebody's sister voted this way and the other voted that way, but they don't hate each other for 2 years.
Right.
They go, come on now, let's work together. Let's find the good thing that we have in common. And, we're going to tell Trump to do it. And I don't doubt that he will.
But that's what you were doing. Right. You were doing that, Roseanne. That's what you was demonstrating, and you were doing that. And the left do not like
They didn't like it. They don't want that.
They don't like that.
And they don't want to do anything to normalize this president.
Right.
And that's because the left, Hollywood, is very upset. He didn't take their money. He's not going to push their agenda. He's pushing what the American people want and not what these elitists want.
Right.
And they don't like it. So that's why they do everything to destroy him. And because you are a Trump supporter, you were trying to bring unity instead of division.
That's right.
They didn't like that. So anything that comes along, we'll do whatever we have to do. Oh, she said that, she did this. Okay, that's it.
I am glad that you guys have such a long view and can see.
Oh,
I have to agree. That was always there too. Even when I went back, everybody was looking at me like they were smelling, what, halfway through the time, because it was just so liberal, and they already had in their head that because I supported the president, that I voted for him, that meant a certain thing about me and all the people who voted for him. But you know why I really voted for him? Because I knew he is so smart, and I knew he was going to shake up. By gosh, that's what needed to happen, because they don't even get they work for us. They got no clue of that.
That's right.
They don't even have a clue of that.
But Roseanne, you just said something. You just said something and you cut out. You said that you voted for President Trump because you knew he was going to do what?
Shake up both the Democrat and the Republican Party. And appeal to the vast and wide middle of this country who does not like either extremes. And they don't like extremism. They're in the middle. They want respect for what they do. They want respect for their children who serve. They want good educations. They want good doctors. I mean, there's a million things we agree on, that we don't have to be getting at each other like this.
Right.
These people are making money. First of all, they're getting paid to be those agitator types, getting people to hate on each other and go against. Please, if people are encouraging you to go out and start trouble, that means, and I'm a grandmother, so I could say this, that means you need to stay home. So you got to be able to decipher the right message. If somebody's getting you out to do something that's going to end up not being good for you, just stay home and play more video games, for crying out loud.
That's right.
And don't get in
Let me ask you this question, Roseanne. Did Russia make you do it?
Yes, Russia makes me do everything. You know why? Because my grandparents came over here from Russia, and I'll tell you what, when they said the streets of this country were lined with gold and there was freedom of religion and freedom of speech here, and by God, they loved every second of their lives in this country, as I have too. And I love you both for being on that very same page with me.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Listen, now, we love how you say that you will always defend Israel, okay? And we know that, you are Jewish, but you want the Jewish Democrats to walk away. Elaborate on that.
I really do. And I'm so encouraged to see all the African-American people that are walking away, and they say, oh, we're leaving the Democrat plantation, and I'm so grateful to them. And every time, I meet them on the street, people that introduce themselves to me in that fashion, I say, please when you walk away, please take 2 Jews with you. because I mean, it needs to be said that Jewish people are part of, this very segregated group that's not valued at all to the Democrats, that they would sit with anti-Semites on their platform. I mean, come on now, get a clue. They're not on your side. And they're not on the side of your people or your people's state or any nation state. Damn, these people want a world full of slaves with 2 or 3 of them sitting on top of it. They don't care about nations or states. They want this one world thing where they're all the money, everybody else is locked up or for crap. That isn't freedom or justice. Come on now. We have that in this country. We have the only opportunity in this country that we'll probably ever have again. So I want you to go out there and make sure this president, who has arrested more child trafficking people and more
Yes.
child porn people and more criminals than you can even begin to count, because he hadn't even told us yet, but we're suspect. Now,
Wow.
you got to get behind being against child trafficking. Talk about the things we have in common. Well, there's not a person on this earth who has a heart or a soul who can't put in 2 minutes to help with that one, because we've got to stop it. It's just, we've got to do it.
Yeah,
we have to do it. And we have a president that's making sure that when people come into our country, you're going to come in the right way, and you're not going to come in killing up our citizens, abusing our children, and trafficking our young people across our borders or in this country. That's not going to happen. That's what I love about it. That's what I absolutely love about it.
So, Roseanne,
I just love that he created like a new party, I think, and it's a party that's, you know, right in the middle where all the good stuff is. And you know, that's why I think it's so exciting, because he's not bound to any old stuff that doesn't work. If it doesn't work, the man wants to tear it apart and put it back together again so it works even more efficiently.
Because he's a builder. That's what builders do. People don't realize that. That's what builders do. They rebuild. If they have to dismantle it to rebuild it, that's what they do. You was going to ask the question.
I was just going to ask a question about San Francisco, California. What do you think about San Francisco, California? I know it's Nancy Pelosi district, where people are defecating in the streets.
Well, you know, my son, well, my son, he just graduated from up there. He went to college up there, I'm very happy to say. And he graduated with a good grade and all. But I used to go up there and visit him to make sure he was doing his laundry, you know, which, by the way, he wasn't. But so I had to go do it. But all up and down the street there, I saw it, and it was just heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking. It's like one little tent after another tent, and it goes on for the long. It's not 1 or 2 blocks. No, this is miles.
Right.
Yes.
And, you know, where are they going to go to the bathroom? I mean, why would they put people onto the streets like that? Why can't they do something? They're so socialist. Where's the free housing?
Wow.
That's very interesting that you would say that. They push for socialism, yet they push, people are on the streets. People are using the bathroom in the streets. They're giving them, they're taking away plastic straws and giving them plastic syringes to do drugs and be out of their mind, and we just don't understand it at all.
And then they're also advocating for illegal aliens. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was so mad because there I was in my hotel, and they have these signs, no smoking everywhere. Well, what if I want to smoke in my room? Okay, but, you know, they're against that. But people, you know, living on the street right outside the hotel, going to the bathroom and suffering.
Wow.
Suffering in that rich city. I mean, that's what they care about, is plastic straws and whether or not I'm sneaking a damn cigarette.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. But yet those same Democrats that is supposed to be presiding over those particular cities, they are advocating for illegal aliens to come into the city, for sanctuary cities, and they're housing, giving those people food, a place to use the bathroom, and so forth. But our own American citizens, it's like there's no concern for our own American citizens. What do you think about that, Roseanne?
Well, I've read a lot about it, and there's some interesting viewpoints about how, you know, they're trying to bring in people to, you know, further marginalize African American workers.
Yeah.
You know, the working class neighborhoods are, you know, of course, you know, you know, those are the ones where people go to compete for jobs. And, you know, so there's just a lot of angles to it. It's anti-everything America, including our working class people. And, you know, they're just bringing them in because they can get away with paying them less. And I don't know why the Democrats don't give a damn about unions anymore or labor rights. Where'd that go?
Wow.
Now it's all about what you say and this and that and the other and how you're dressing.
Political correctness.
It's all, they are completely, what do you call, I can't think of the word.
Out of their minds.
Well, they are, but they've been co-opted by extremists. And we don't like extremists.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They're leaning so far to the left that they're falling over a cliff. They don't have a message. They have a mess.
It's a mess.
They don't have a solution. It's full of sugar, honey, iced tea. I mean, they keep saying that they want to resist so that America could no longer exist. Look at all of the things. And this is why people are going to have to go to the polls. You're going to have to get out in these congressional races, and you're going to have to vote. And you're going to have to vote Republican. You cannot vote for them because you cannot vote for Democrats because they do not have our best interests in mind.
They don't want a country. They want us to be part of a great big old one world thing that
globalism look like.
And you know what globalism is? That's when the working people are working for 16 cents an hour. That's what globalism gets you. And I don't want to see it.
You can't buy a piece of candy for 16 cents.
Not no more. So let me ask you this here. We don't want to see globalism. What do we do, especially to convince our young people? What do we need to do, especially to convince our young people that we don't want to see globalism and we surely don't want to see socialism? Because it seems like that our young people are being indoctrinated with, okay, give me something for free. Everybody should have the same thing.
Right.
It makes you not want to work hard for what you get. I believe in capitalism. I believe in you put in the work, you work hard, you obtain the American dream.
Right.
How do we get our young people to see that?
Well, I think first of all, we need to create a system that, is more intelligent than this one. I think we need to get in there and do the real work. I think kids are turned away from it because it doesn't make any sense to them, and they're smart. They're smart and see it doesn't make any sense. But that's our job as informed and active citizens to make sure that the right stuff does get on the ballot and the right money is apportioned for those right things, like our schools and our parks and our hospitals. The good stuff, we can do it. We can figure it all out. We're smart enough. I think Trump is so smart, especially when it comes to economics. I love what he's doing in the world. He's doing it with strength and determination. And, I just really, really like our president. And I'm glad you.
Wow.
Well, Roseanne, we're being featured in a movie called Democrats.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yes.
I know they sent me a thing.
Yes, and we're being featured in that movie because we know President Trump is exposing the swamp. And so he's draining the swamp and we are exposing the swamp.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're doing the work. You ladies are doing the work, and I'm proud of you and happy to know you.
Oh, thank you so much, Roseanne. Listen, before we go, I just want you to know that whatever you're working on new, make sure you let us know. Keep everybody updated and informed. I heard a rumor, and hearsay is in reverence, that when the Connors are heirs, that you're going to move to Israel. Now, are you moving to Israel on us?
Well, I want to go for a little while to, because I like going there. Probably, I don't know. I might move to Greece or I don't know, Mars. I'm looking all around for places I could go because, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be here sad. I'm just going to go see something beautiful.
Okay, but listen, as long as you got Diamond and Silk as your sisters, you ain't gonna be sad.
You don't have to be sad.
You don't have to be sad. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to discuss how we're gonna have the conversation openly about race.
That's right.
I love when you say
I want to.
Yes. We are going to have to discuss that. I think we can make that happen. We can make it a national thing. We need to have the conversation because sometimes people don't know what to say, what not to say.
Yeah, I could picture a round table discussion with Roseanne sitting there with an audience talking about this thing.
Right.
And the audience is diverse.
Right.
Yeah.
We really need to do that. So we'll know.
Froze up, so I didn't hear you. You were froze up.
Okay. We really need to do this. So that people will know. Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's what we're going to do.
We could get a lot of women because I really do think maybe it's easier for women to talk to other women than it is for men to talk to men or men to talk to women or women to talk to men. I mean, we're just used to talking because, we have so many things alike. And I think women talking with respect for other women and with respect to a diverse point of view and opinions that you don't necessarily share, but to do it in a civil way is such a move forward, and that'll break all the bonds of all this kind of trauma they're always putting on us, you know?
Right. And they always play the race card.
Yeah.
Listen, Roseanne, we're so happy to have you on the show tonight.
Yes.
Would you promise to come back on our show again?
You know I will. I enjoyed it so much. You're both so beautiful. And thank you
so much. Thank you so much. You're beautiful.
We love you so much.
In the world of politics, stupidity is all too common.
Congressman Engel.
No, you have not. Excuse me.
Talking to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had been talking to me.
Some people will stop at nothing to take control of Congress.
The blue wave is coming.
But two unlikely heroes are among us. In the face of hypocrisy, Diamond and Silk will stop at nothing
He called the police. Maxine Waters! Where you at? Nancy Pelosi! Where you at?
to expose
We need answers! Right now!
the Democrats.
Come on, Silk. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.